everybody. This is Outsource with Immobilienn, the real estate investment company. As we're dealing with the global crisis known as COVID-19, or how we call it in the US, coronavirus, I want to give you some mindful and thoughtful steps that you can take to protect yourself, your loved ones, as well as your finances. And a lot of people have reached out to me and asked me how to deal with this crisis and who are going to be the most affected. So these are some of the most common questions that have been asked over the past few days. Who are going to be the most affected? Average citizens that live paycheck to paycheck. Also investors that are heavily relying on the stock market. And if you look at what happened in the stock market, whether you're looking at the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial Average, their entire profits and the entire upside since the Trump administration took office has been entirely wiped out. If you're an elderly person that you're heavily relying on the stock market in order to plan for your future, right now you should be very concerned. And thirdly, the elderly. I think that elderly that do not have basic resources and access to health care or even basic water and food, they're probably going to be the most affected. So we have to watch out for our elderly people. What can we do to minimize the impact of the coronavirus in your economy? One step that I suggest you do immediately is you cut off all your non-essential bills, subscriptions, expenses. If it's not vital, you don't need it. Cut it out. Another thing that I encourage you to do is find provisions for at least 2 months. Now, as we probably know, we have a shortage of toilet paper and bottled water. You need to find provisions for at least 2 months, because the truth is we don't know how long this is going to last. And the fact of the matter is the supermarkets and supply stores are not supplying what we need fast enough. So we need to be mindful of that. And during this time, if we go into indeed a quarantine or a lockdown in the city, I would suggest that instead of separating, you regroup with your loved ones, whether it's your mom's house, your dad's house, your sisters, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband. Just regroup with your family, stick together, okay? Find something fun to do. Let's have some fun as family. Keep in mind, we're all in this together. We're dealing with a silent killer. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot bomb it, you cannot kill it unless we stick together. And as mindful and thoughtful individuals, we realize that this needs to happen for the common good. One person that dies as a result of our negligence, it's one too many. The United States of America was founded on the promise of the individual doing what's best for himself. But in times of crisis like this one, we have to look out for each and every one. So those are my 2 cents about how to deal with this pandemic. Keep in mind, we have dealt with not one but 2 world wars. We have dealt with 9/11. We have dealt with the Great Depression. I am confident and bullish that we will deal with this as well, but only if we come together and we realize that we're doing it for the greater good. Stay safe, hydrate, do not eat all your food and all the snacks on day 1. Come out to the streets the little that you can, practice social distancing, and stay strong.